There are things a McDonald's employee learns within the first few weeks of working there that no customer ever finds out. Some of what you are about to hear will make you rethink specific menu items immediately. Some of it will reframe how you think about fast food marketing permanently. We are not here to tell you to never eat at McDonald's. We are here to make sure that the next time you do, you are making an informed choice rather than one based on marketing imagery and brand familiarity. Let us start with what former employees say about the item that most surprised them when they first started working there. The McRib ask former McDonald's employees which menu items surprised them most when they got behind the counter, and the McRib comes up with remarkable consistency, not because of what it is advertised as, because of what it actually is and how it actually arrives at the restaurant. The McRib is not a cut of meat. There is no rib involved in its production in any meaningful sense. What arrives at McDonald's locations is a restructured pork product, meaning a combination of pork scraps, trimmings, and byproducts that have been mechanically processed, combined with binders and fillers, shaped into a form that resembles a rack of ribs, frozen and shipped to locations where it is reheated and covered in barbecue sauce before being handed to a customer who ordered something they likely imagined as closer to actual pork. The ingredient list on the McRib is one of the longest of any item on the McDonald's menu. The pork patty alone contains ingredients including pork, water, salt, dextrose, citric acid, and BHA as a preservative. The full sandwich, including bun, sauce, onions, and pickles, contains over 70 individual ingredients. Former employees describe the pre-formed frozen McRib patties arriving in cases that are stored in the walk-in freezer until needed. The cooking process is a reheating process. There is no fresh preparation involved. The barbecue sauce that gives the McRib its dominant flavor profile is doing significant heavy lifting in terms of making the underlying product palatable. One former crew member who worked at multiple McDonald's locations said, "The first time I opened a case of McRib patties and saw what they actually looked like before cooking in sauce, I genuinely did not recognize them as food. They look nothing like what you get in the sandwich. The sauce hides everything." The McRib's limited time availability is a marketing strategy, not a supply limitation. McDonald's has been transparent about using scarcity as a demand driver for this product. What it is less transparent about is that the scarcity framing creates a perceived value and desirability around a heavily processed, restructured meat product that would likely sell significantly less well if it were simply a permanent menu item presented without the manufactured excitement of its return. That is the McRib. But what is coming next is worse in a different way, because this one has fooled health-conscious customers for decades by wearing the disguise of a responsible choice. Number 2 will make you rethink everything you thought you knew about ordering fish at a fast food counter: the Filet-O-Fish. The Filet-O-Fish has a relatively wholesome reputation by fast food standards: fish, breading, tartar sauce, half a slice of cheese that McDonald's employees consistently describe as one of the stranger aspects of the sandwich. It sounds like a reasonable option compared to a double patty burger loaded with bacon and special sauce. Former employees say the reality deserves a closer look. The fish used in the Filet-O-Fish is Alaskan pollock, a species that is not inherently problematic and that carries an MSC sustainability certification. What former employees flag is not the species but the preparation, the processing, and the time that product spends in the kitchen before reaching the customer. The fish patties arrive frozen and pre-breaded. They are cooked in dedicated fryers, separate from meat products, which McDonald's correctly identifies as an accommodation for customers avoiding meat. What customers are less aware of is that cooked Filet-O-Fish patties sit in holding trays for up to 30 minutes before being served. The holding time for fish is less forgiving than the holding time for beef. Fish proteins break down differently at holding temperatures, and the texture and flavor degradation that occurs during a 30-minute hold is significantly more noticeable than equivalent degradation in a beef patty. Former employees across multiple locations describe the smell of the fish holding area as one of the more challenging sensory aspects of working a kitchen shift. Several noted that they stopped ordering the Filet-O-Fish for themselves within weeks of starting work, simply based on daily proximity to the holding product. The tartar sauce, applied in a standardized portion from a refrigerated container, adds approximately 90 calories and significant sodium to a sandwich that is already carrying more sodium than most customers realize. The full Filet-O-Fish delivers 640 milligrams of sodium, nearly a third of the recommended daily limit for adults, and close to half the daily limit recommended for seniors managing blood pressure. One former employee put it directly, "The fish sits That is the thing nobody tells you. It sits in a tray and it waits. And fish that sits is not the same as fish that just came out of the fryer. If you order one and it tastes a little off, that is why. If you are committed to ordering the Filet-O-Fish, ask for it to be made fresh. At most locations during non-peak hours, that request will be honored. The difference in quality between a fresh filet and one that has been sitting for 25 minutes is immediately apparent. So the fish sits. And now you know why it tastes the way it does when it arrives at your table. But what is coming next targets a completely different customer, the one who walked in specifically trying to make the smart, healthy decision. What former employees know about this item will make that customer feel like the joke was on them the entire time. The grilled chicken items. Grilled chicken at McDonald's sounds like the health-conscious choice. Relative to a double quarter pounder with cheese and a large fries, it may be. But former employees describe the grilled chicken program in terms that suggest the healthier optics and the healthier reality are not always the same thing. McDonald's grilled chicken is not grilled in any sense that most customers would recognize from home cooking or restaurant experience. The chicken arrives pre-marinated and pre-cooked at a processing facility. At the restaurant level, it is finished on a clamshell grill that applies heat from both sides simultaneously, producing grill marks and completing the cooking process on a product that was already substantially cooked before it arrived at the location. The marinade used on McDonald's grilled chicken contains a significant sodium load before any additional salt is applied. The grilled chicken breast in a McChicken or similar sandwich contains substantially more sodium than many customers ordering it as a health option would expect or accept if they were aware of it. The full grilled chicken sandwich delivers over 900 milligrams of sodium, more than the fried version at some preparation styles, a fact that surprises almost every customer who learns it. Former employees also note that grilled chicken is one of the menu items most susceptible to holding time quality degradation. Grilled chicken held beyond its optimal window becomes noticeably dry and tough in ways that fried items, whose breading provides some insulation and moisture retention, do not. Ordering grilled chicken during off-peak hours when it may sit in a holding unit for longer between orders is when the quality gap between expectation and reality is widest. One former employee who worked breakfast and lunch shifts said, "I watched people order grilled chicken thinking they were making the smart choice. I never told them what I knew about the sodium. I wish I had." Now brace yourself, because number 4 is the item that children beg for, parents surrender to, and former employees watch leave the kitchen with a very specific kind of quiet resignation. What they know about how long it sat before it reached your child's hands will stay with you. Hold on. If this is already making you rethink where you have been buying your meat, hit that like button right now and subscribe. Now, let's move on. The Chicken McNuggets. McNuggets are one of McDonald's most iconic products and one of its highest volume sellers globally. They are also the item that former employees discuss with the most complicated mix of familiarity and reservation. McDonald's has significantly improved its McNugget formula over the years. The current chicken used is white meat chicken, and the days of the most egregious processing shortcuts have been largely addressed in response to years of public scrutiny. Former employees acknowledge this. What they flag is not the current formulation in isolation, but the cooking and holding cycle that McNuggets go through before they reach the customer. McNuggets are fried in batches timed to anticipated demand. The system is designed to minimize both waiting time and waste. In practice, during busy periods, McNuggets may be held for the full allowable window of time, up to 30 minutes under standard McDonald's holding guidelines before being served. McNuggets that have been sitting for 25 to 30 minutes in a holding unit are a fundamentally different product from McNuggets that came out of the fryer 2 minutes ago. The exterior loses crispness. The interior becomes dense. The flavor profile shifts in ways that are difficult to describe precisely but immediately recognizable once you know what fresh McNuggets taste like. Former employees consistently recommend one countermeasure: ask for McNuggets without salt. This triggers a fresh batch, because salted nuggets cannot simply be rinsed. The unsalted batch that arrives will be fresh from the fryer, and the quality difference, former employees say, is significant. The dipping sauces that accompany McNuggets deserve mention independently. Several McNugget sauces contain high fructose corn syrup, artificial colors, and sodium levels that add meaningfully to the already sodium-heavy McNugget itself. For seniors monitoring sugar and sodium intake, the sauce is where a moderate indulgence becomes a less moderate one. Ask for it without salt. Remember that, because what is coming next is the item McDonald's spent years promoting as its biggest quality upgrade, the one that was supposed to silence every critic and win back every skeptical customer. Former employees say the upgrade is real. They also say there is a version of the story the press release left out entirely: the quarter-pounder patty. The Quarter Pounder was McDonald's flagship fresh beef item, and when the chain transitioned its Quarter Pounder patties from frozen to fresh in 2018, it was presented as a significant quality upgrade. Former employees confirm that the fresh beef transition did improve the eating quality of the Quarter Pounder meaningfully. They also explain aspects of the fresh beef program that customers are not aware of and that affect how the product should be evaluated. McDonald's fresh beef Quarter Pounder patties are stored in the refrigerator, not the freezer, at individual restaurant locations. They have a shelf life measured in days rather than weeks. The system requires careful inventory management to ensure that patties are used within their freshness window and that the rotation is being managed correctly at every location on every shift. Former employees describe the fresh beef program as one that works well when managed correctly and that shows its weaknesses immediately when management attention lapses. A well-run location, with a diligent kitchen manager maintaining proper rotation, produces a Quarter Pounder that genuinely reflects the quality improvement the fresh beef program was designed to deliver. A location where inventory management is inconsistent, where high turnover among kitchen staff creates gaps in protocol adherence, or where a busy rush has disrupted the normal rotation cycle, is a location where the fresh beef advantage becomes less reliable. The patties themselves are not seasoned before cooking. Salt is applied after cooking at the grill station. The amount of salt applied varies by the individual applying it, which means the sodium content of a Quarter Pounder patty can vary between locations and between shifts at the same location more than the nutritional information on the McDonald's website reflects. The Quarter Pounder is not the worst item on this list, but informed ordering means understanding that the consistency customers associate with McDonald's as a brand does not fully extend to the fresh beef program in the way that the frozen patty system once enforced it. So the fresh beef program works until it does not. Now, we move to the morning shift, where former employees say the item that starts millions of days across America is carrying a number so alarming that most seniors would put the sandwich down immediately. If they saw it before they took the first bite, breakfast is never going to feel the same after this. The breakfast sausage, McDonald's breakfast sausage, the patty that appears in the sausage McMuffin, the sausage biscuit, and the McGriddle variants is one of the highest sodium items served at any point during the McDonald's day. Former employees who worked breakfast shifts describe it as the item they were most surprised by once they understood its nutritional profile. A single McDonald's sausage patty contains 350 milligrams of sodium before the bread, egg, or cheese that accompanies it in any of the sandwiches it appears in. A sausage McMuffin with egg delivers over 800 milligrams of sodium in a single breakfast sandwich. For seniors for whom the recommended daily sodium limit is 1,500 milligrams, a single breakfast at McDonald's can consume more than half of that entire daily allowance before 10 in the morning. The sausage patties arrive at McDonald's locations pre-formed and frozen. They are cooked on the same grill surfaces as other products, and former employees note that the fat content of the sausage means that the grill surface requires more frequent cleaning to maintain cooking quality. At locations where grill maintenance during busy shifts is inconsistent, the carryover of sausage fat to other items cooked on the same surface is a real phenomenon that affects flavor in ways customers attribute to the item itself, without understanding the cross-contamination dynamic. Former employees who worked morning shifts consistently listed the sausage patty as the item they were most personally reluctant to eat, not because of food safety concerns, but because of what they learned about its nutritional content once they were working with it daily. Over half your daily sodium before 10 in the morning from one sandwich. Sit with that for a moment. Now we move to the value menu, where the price looks like a win, and former employees say the story underneath it is something the drive-through line never slows down long enough to tell you. Number 6 is the item most people order without thinking once. That habit is about to change. The McDouble and Double Cheeseburger patties. The McDouble and Double Cheeseburger represent the value tier of McDonald's burger lineup, priced to be accessible and positioned as straightforward beef burgers. Former employees say the straightforward impression is accurate in some respects and misleading in others. The beef patties used in the McDouble and Double Cheeseburger are the smallest patty McDonald's uses, a 10-to-1 ratio meaning 10 patties per pound of beef. At that size, the patty-to-bun ratio is weighted heavily toward bread, and the beef flavor contribution to the overall sandwich experience is substantially less than in a larger patty item. The cooking process for these smaller patties is the most automated of any burger at McDonald's. They are cooked on a conveyor system designed for high-volume production. Former employees describe virtually no variation in how these patties are cooked, which is by design. The system optimizes for speed and consistency at high volume. What former employees note is that the small patties are also the most vulnerable to holding time degradation of any burger patty McDonald's uses. Their small mass means they lose heat quickly. A small patty that has been sitting in a warming unit for 15 minutes is noticeably less appealing than one assembled fresh. During peak hours when these items move quickly, holding time is rarely an issue. During slow periods, it is the item most likely to have been sitting the longest. The cheese in the double cheeseburger is pasteurized processed cheese product, not natural cheese, a distinction that matters to some consumers, and that is technically disclosed on the McDonald's website, but that is rarely top of mind at the point of ordering. Every item on this list has its problems. The processing, the sodium, the holding times, the gap between what the marketing shows and what the kitchen knows, but everything covered so far has been building toward this final reveal. Because when former McDonald's employees across locations, across years, across every role in that kitchen are asked one direct question, the answer that comes back is unanimous and more unsettling than anything else on this list. This is the one they will not touch themselves. The item. Former employees, most warn against everything covered so far, represents legitimate concerns about specific items, their processing, their sodium content, their holding time vulnerabilities, and the gaps between marketing presentation and kitchen reality. But when former McDonald's employees across locations and years of service are asked a direct question, which item would you never order yourself and most want customers to know about? One answer comes back more consistently than any other. The McRib returns to the top of the list, not just because of what it is made from, though that matters, not just because of its ingredient list, though that is worth knowing, but because of what it represents in the broader context of everything former employees understand about how McDonald's operates. The McRib is a product that succeeds entirely because of marketing and entirely despite its underlying nature. It is a heavily processed, restructured meat product that is presented through a campaign of artificial scarcity, nostalgic branding, and manufactured excitement in a way that causes millions of people to actively seek it out and feel fortunate to find it. Former employees who understand how food is made, who have held the pre-sauce product in their hands and seen it for what it is, describe a disc that they find genuinely difficult to reconcile with the enthusiasm customers bring to ordering it. One former employee who worked at McDonald's for 4 years said, "If people could see the McRib before the sauce goes on, just once, I think the lines would be a lot shorter. The sauce is doing all the work. Everything underneath it is something most people would not choose if they could see it clearly." That is not a condemnation of McDonald's as a whole. It is an honest account of a specific product from people who have direct knowledge of it. What former employees actually order. After everything, it is worth knowing what the people with direct kitchen knowledge choose when they do eat at McDonald's. The items that come up most consistently among former employees as their genuine personal choices are the Egg McMuffin, which uses a real cracked egg cooked in a ring mold rather than a processed egg product. The regular hamburger during peak hours when freshness is at its highest, and French fries consumed immediately after ordering when they are genuinely excellent by fast food standards, and before the quality degradation that begins within minutes of coming out of the fryer sets in. Several former employees mentioned ordering apple slices for younger family members and side salads as a vegetable component when the salad case appeared to be freshly stocked. Almost none of them mentioned ordering the McRib. Almost none mentioned the Filet-O-Fish unless they specifically requested it made fresh. And the grilled chicken items were mentioned with consistent caveats about sodium content that most customers ordering them as health options were completely unaware of. The picture that emerges is not one of a uniquely dangerous food operation. McDonald's is a legal business selling legal products that meet regulatory standards. The picture that emerges is of a significant gap between what the marketing communicates and what the kitchen reality produces. A gap that former employees absorb quickly and that regular customers never close because nobody tells them what is on the other side of the counter. Now you know what is on the other side of the counter. Make your next order accordingly. If this changed how you think about what you are ordering at McDonald's, hit that like button right now and subscribe. The people who follow this channel make better food decisions every single day because they have information that most people simply never get access to. The next video is already on screen. We are ranking the best and worst grocery stores to buy meat in 2026, from the chains you should avoid entirely to the ones that deliver genuine quality at prices that make the switch effortless. You will not want to skip a single entry on that list.